Hello and welcome to the Banker's Tech Talk video series, looking at all things fintech. I'm Joy Macknight, Deputy and Technology Editor at The Banker, and I'm joined by George Dunning, Chief Technology Officer and co-founder of Bud, a UK fintech startup. George, thanks so much for joining us.
No problem, thank you for having me.
So can you tell me how Bud is really changing the way people relate to money?
First and foremost, when we started Bud, we were looking at kind of the accessibility of the financial sector and how we could start making people's data work for them. And so what we want to do as we move forward is really start empowering people and making them understand how every little thing they do when they're spending money will actually help improve them financially. And kind of an example of that is our rental recognition piece, in which by making your rental payments, we can start building up a rent profile of you and then submit that to credit referencing agencies to help enhance your credit score. Your day-to-day spending that you're not normally considering, that should actually be helping you improve your financial well-being and actually help you progress and move forward. And what we really want to do is make people understand that finance isn't this black box. It's actually something they're involved in day to day. They just don't necessarily understand it or know how to approach it. And what we want to do is combat that and really make it super seamless and easy for a person to, progress in their financial life, which people don't necessarily know how to do it or how they should go about doing it. And there's already these great financial tech companies out there that are there for them to use. We just want to make that really accessible for them.
Okay, and what is BudX?
So BudX is a new way of distributing our technology. Traditionally, we've worked with kind of large financial institutions, and that is still kind of our priority. However, we want to make our technology accessible to maybe some non-traditional companies that we've worked with in the past, so that we can open our technology out to a wider audience and have more people getting the experiences and getting the benefit of our platform.
And what is PHP? And why is it important in an open banking context?
Sure. So PHP is a programming language that came about in the mid-90s. The thing about PHP is that it was really accessible and it was widely adopted pretty quickly. Now, why it's relevant to in the context of open banking is PHP is a proven and tested language that's really great for integrating APIs, and obviously open banking is based off of APIs. Where I think the two will hopefully benefit each other is that with PHP's prolific community, we want more developers working with the open banking APIs, and open banking will only be truly successful if you have really great talent behind it. And so we want, hopefully with a great implementation of PHP, you can have more and more developers start to use open banking and start to scratch the surface of what is really accomplishable and how we can make that transactional data that you get through open banking super powerful.
But do you think there's a problem with the talent pipeline in this area?
I think there has been in the past, for sure. And whenever you have a slowdown in the talent pipeline, you're going to have a slowdown in innovation. Where I think things are changing a little bit as far as finance goes is that innovation is starting to hit hard on in the financial sector, and it's a really exciting thing to see. At Bud, we don't just look at traditionally people that have come from a financial background. Our data scientists come from astrophysicists and particle physicists. We have fine artists and a number of people that you wouldn't normally have considered work in financial services. However, this technology is so exciting, you're getting people from all walks of life going, oh, I can actually make really valuable contributions to people's well-being by actually getting into finance. We're seeing this in Bud, that you're getting a kind of influx of talent that you wouldn't normally have expected in this sector.
And again, going back to the PHP, sort of what kind of opportunities does that open up, and what is the future for PHP, do you think?
Now, because of improvements in security from a PHP side of things, but in a general kind of programming language side of things, people are able to open up APIs, put in security measures that you can get a community that is creating amazing technology off the back of these financial APIs that were never accessible previously. And that, as I said, we're starting to scratch the surface of that. Data is super valuable, and you can do really interesting things. You can start to make amazing products off the back of it. Again, going back to our rent recognition piece, something that, before people's rental data was never able to kind of help them progress in their life. Now we can actually make it mean that you can get closer to buying a house. And that's just one of the examples, I think, that, such as the wave when the internet first came around, where you saw people not really understand what it was going to do, but now it's just changed the lives of pretty much everyone in the world. I'm hoping you have maybe not as dramatic a wave, but a similar wave when it comes to open banking, which is, I don't think the majority of people, even in the financial sector, understand the power of the transactional data there, and having an amazing kind of technology community around it will hopefully move that innovation just further and further and faster and faster.
Well, thank you so much for coming in, George.
No worries. Thank you very much for having me.